Hello, I'm Shane Jackson from BetMGM. I'm here to preview the Clutch Player of the Year market ahead of the 2025-2026 NBA season. This is a weird market, but one I came pretty close to cashing a ticket on last year. I bet on Nikola Jokic at 35-1 as my only preseason bet, and then I added a 50-1 flyer on Anthony Edwards in the final week of the regular season. Jalen Brunson ultimately won the award, but Jokic finished second and Ant placed third. This award is only 3 years old, but it's become clear what voters actually care about. They're simply sorting the total points scored in the clutch and voting based on who leads in that metric at the end of the year. The player who's led the league in total points scored in the clutch has won the award in each of the first 2 seasons. Last year was the first time they didn't go with that method. Anthony Edwards actually led the league in that metric, and Jalen Brunson finished second. But Brunson scored 156 points and 135.3 clutch minutes. Edwards finished with 157 points and 164.4 clutch minutes. Voters chose to reward the more efficient Brunson in a close race. What makes this race even more difficult to handicap is that there's not much carryover from season to season. Brunson was 9th with 106 total points scored in the clutch in 2023-2024, while Edwards was 14th with 98 total points. As a result, I think this is a market to keep an eye on throughout the regular season. I'll be updating my Clutch Player of the Year market page with who is leading in that metric throughout the season. I'll be looking for buying opportunities on players who are near the top of the leaderboard. That said, I can't post a video without giving a pick. That's why my lone preseason bet in this market is a 100-1 flyer on San Antonio Spurs center Victor Wembanyama. Last year, I argued that Jokic's 35-1 price tag in the preseason was simply too long for a player who is the best player in the world, considering how often he will have the ball in his hands in crunch time. Well, the same is true for Wembanyama, who will soon be considered the best player in the world himself. This time last year, Wembanyama had received the second most bets in this market as a 66-1 flyer. He ranked tied for second in total points scored in the clutch after the All-Star break during his rookie campaign, which led to him being an intriguing bet as a long shot. Fast forward 1 year and Wembanyama hasn't received a single bet in this market at BetMGM. And this comes after he scored 55 total points scored in the clutch before the All-Star break last season. I expect the Spurs to make a leap this season and contending for a playoff spot, which puts them in a lot more close games throughout the season. That gives Wemby more opportunities down the stretch to add up to that total in the total points scored in the clutch. That's my approach to the Clutch Player of the Year market. Bet Wemby now at 100-1 and wait for better value on players during the regular season in a very fluid market.